It is day 3 of me decluttering every single day until I feel less overwhelmed. Now, it is the lead up to Christmas. This is a bit of a bonkers time to start this, but I've got to that point where I can't carry on. So let me give you a little tour of my kitchen so you can see what we are starting with. Now, I have decluttered clothes the last couple of days, but oh my goodness, the sight of this kitchen, it is just too much. So I really had to do something about this today. Now, I'm really just going to be doing a surface declutter of this kitchen, and what I mean by that is I want to make sure that visually, when I'm heading into my kitchen, it feels less overwhelming. So I just want to deal with the clutter that I see on a day-to-day basis, and then as the days go on, I want to get into the cupboards and get rid of some of the things that can't be seen so easily. Because if you open any cupboards in my house, they are stacked full of stuff. So I started out with the trash, and for any space, I think the best thing to do is start with the rubbish. Start with the trash, get rid of the easy stuff, because it kind of like gives you momentum to keep going. So that is what I did here. And I don't know about you, but I can be a bit lazy with the rubbish. Like I am just constantly pushing the rubbish down until it is so compacted that I can't get it out of the bins. I need to get better with taking the rubbish out more frequently. So then I am not like bursting through bin bags. But there we go. I'm then going through some paperwork that I have on the side here. I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I swear they come home every day with a whole new stack of paperwork. And the kitchen countertops, and particularly the kitchen island, that is where it all lands. Anything that we need to action, anything we need to do, pictures the kids have done, schoolwork that is half done that they're bringing back, stuff I need to reply to, it all just gets thrown onto the kitchen island, and then we can't find anything, and then we're not actioning the things that we need to. And I just have like, I'm somebody that needs a lot of visual reminders. If I need to do something, I need to see it, and the kitchen island is a great location for that. But very quickly it becomes an overwhelming space, and I absolutely love it when it is clear, and then it's so much more calming, and I can get meals made quickly. I'm not having to move things constantly, but at the moment that is just not the case. So having taken out those bins, I've washed my hands and I'm going to tackle the washing up. This is a real bugbear of mine, and I'm purposely recording this voiceover when my husband is not in earshot. He has a habit of filling up the washing up bowl with hot soapy water and then like putting all the kids' cups in from the night before, and a load of stuff that basically it can go in the dishwasher. All this plastic stuff can go in the dishwasher, and he always says, oh, we need it for the next night, so we'll just wash it up. Well, can't we just put it in the dishwasher and run the dishwasher? I've got a friend who's like this too, and when she was having her kitchen remodeled, she was like, I'm not going to get a dishwasher because I'll never use it, because I never have enough to fill the dishwasher. But I swear, if I put all of the plastic cups and stuff, and I put all the breakfast stuff in the dishwasher, it will be full, and then it can be run. And I think when you have little kids, if you need to run your dishwasher sometimes twice a day, that is okay. It was meant to save you time. And whilst it might not be the most environmentally friendly thing to do, I think the reality is, like, if I'd put all that in the dishwasher and I'd run the dishwasher, then I'd be putting more things in the dishwasher later in the day, but I probably wouldn't actually be running it until the following morning. So the reality is it doesn't lead to us running the dishwasher that much more often, but it saves so much time. So I'm trying to get my husband's head around this. It's taking some time, but quite often I will just empty all the plastic stuff from the washing up bowl into the dishwasher. But today I thought, do you know what? I'll just wash it up and then fill it all up with water again for the next night, stick it all back in the fridge. It is fine. But yeah, if somebody else can reason with him, that would be awesome, because he is really struggling with the functioning of the dishwasher. So what I'm not showing you here, and actually I wish I had angled the camera differently so you could see the chaos that is in this bottom drawer. So we have all of our like plastic cups, all of the kids like plates and bowls and everything is in this bottom drawer, and it is chaos, but it also really nicely depicts, I think, every cupboard, every drawer in our kitchen and how chaotic it is. In time, that is what I want to do. I really want to go through like every drawer, every cupboard, have a really good tidy up, get things moving. And I think it's going to take me a couple of goes through each section of my house to get on top of things. And I think actually what has been surprising so far is how long it does take for me to get through each section of the house. Like I set the timer for like 20 minutes, half an hour, and I'm like, oh, this won't take me that long. Like I'll clear this space in that time. And I don't know how people do it. When you watch videos of people who do like a whole house reset in like half an hour, and they're running around their entire house. And I am just about managing to clear things from one room in like half an hour to an hour. But then I think that is also just shows you how much stuff that I have, because I'm largely moving things and I'm tidying things before I'm getting around to ever cleaning anything. So now that I've got the main work surfaces in the kitchen all tidied up, it is time to move on to the kitchen island. I love having a kitchen island. We were able to put this in when we had our house extended and moved our kitchen to this part of the house. But the thing is, with a large surface area attracts a large amount of stuff. And if there is anything that needs fixing, a toy that needs fixing, anything that needs new batteries, paperwork that needs completing, it all just goes onto the kitchen island and languishes there. So what I'm doing here is just fixing a library book, which my 2-year-old tore the front page off. And I will tell them what has happened when I return it. But I figure as it is the intro page, it should be okay sellotaped shut. And we learn lessons about what we allow out in front of our 2-year-old. I also have some Christmas cards here, which I'm opening, and I need an envelope, any old envelope, to put raffle tickets in. My kids' school raffle this weekend, so I've stuck that on my desk. And my strategy now is to move absolutely everything off the kitchen island onto the table. Then I'm going to clean the kitchen island down, and I'm going to put back what I want to have there, and only what I want to have on the kitchen island. And then anything that is left on the table, I have to either declutter or find a better home for it. So this is something that I often do in the kitchen. I'll literally move everything off of all of the work surfaces every now and again onto the table, and then put back what I feel comfortable with. And I get to a point where like visually it seems too cluttered or there's too much stuff. I start having to make decisions about what is less important, what can go in a cupboard, what can be removed from the house. And this tends to work pretty well for me. So we've got about 5 minutes left now, which is not going to be quite enough time to finish everything. But I think like to get started with an area, I need to have like a manageable amount of time, like 20-30 minutes is a manageable amount of time. And then once I've like got going with decluttering or tidying up in the house, then I feel like I can add more time. So the cookbooks go back. And then, yes, there was still a pumpkin. It was a very pretty pumpkin and it hadn't rotted or anything. It was very nice, but we're fully into Christmas now, so the pumpkin has to go. So what you can see me grappling with here now is another thing which requires action before I can move it out of the house. And by this, I'm talking about an ornament here. It has broken, the wires have become severed at the bottom, so it's not working anymore. And the bit inside it is also broken, but it has batteries in it that need removing before it can be put in the bin. And it was such a struggle to actually get that open. Like kind of the thread had gone on the screw, so no matter how many times I tried to open it, it wasn't working. So in the end, I had to jam it open. And I think that's the case for so much. Like in my kitchen at the moment, I have just a lot of things that like I know I need to throw it away, but I've got to take the batteries out of it, or I've got to fix something, or before I can move something out of the kitchen, I have to do something with it. So part of the reason why I want to do this today is I'm finding that time to action the steps that I need to get things shifted. So now I'm just sorting paperwork into a pile to go in the recycling. And here you can see I've added a bit more time on. So I think by this point, I've already added, I think 15 minutes. And this is like the final 5 minutes that I've added on. In total, I put 50 minutes on the clock of the timer for this particular exercise. But as I got into it, I found I had more energy. I didn't want to finish the job like half done, so I kept adding a bit more time. Now, while I am focusing on decluttering during these days, when I have a time where like work surfaces are much clearer than usual, I'm going to use that time just to have a quick wipe down. And while I was working, I just couldn't help but notice how many tea stains there were on one section of the work surface and in the sink itself. So I've run out of time now, my timer has gone, my 50 minutes of decluttering is up, but I'm just spending a few minutes putting a little bit of bleach on my sink and on the work surface here because I just couldn't leave it as it was. It was really bugging me. And sometimes when something's bugging you, you just have to take the time and get it done. I managed to complete all of this within my lunch break working from home today, but it was a bit longer than the time that I had spent on my other declutters so far. And I feel like that was because there was just more to do in the kitchen. Once I'd done, like I couldn't just do the work surfaces and not do the central island. So just a reminder here, this is what we started with at the beginning. This is all the stuff that was heaped up on the work surfaces and on the kitchen island. And then I will show you how it ended up. So a bit of realism here, you know, we are a family with 3 young children, and there is going to be stuff out. So I do have a little bit of paperwork here that I need to action, stuff I need to do. And there are some like fidget toys up here, which we find helpful with our boys particularly. You know, there are things out. I don't want to end up in a position where we have like everything packed away because that's just not practical for us, but it is so much better than it was. And I feel like now it's looking more homely than like feral as it was previously. Now over on the table, we do have some Christmas cards that I moved off the island. There's a little decoration here that I need to fix. I ran out of time to do. But otherwise, Christmas cards, which I need to fill out this weekend. I will see you in the next one. Bye.